What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Witcher 2, and last time we successfully fended off Henselt's assault of Bergen, and appointed Saskia leader of Bergen, and, I mean, she did just walk off through a portal with Philippa. She's also a dragon. Gorveth was like, hey, that didn't look like the Saskia I know. A lot of questions. A lot of questions. Several theories, but not a lot of answers. Supposedly, okay, yeah, this is Philippa's place where she was staying. Might there be any secrets for us to uncover here? Did she leave behind any clues? Because I was thinking...
Let's take a look.
Yeah. I was thinking... Where'd you go, Jordan? Okay. Did you just disappear on us? I feel as though... I'm actually curious if
I've got
they'll
nothing,
search.
except for women's finery.
Oh dear. Or actually stuff in there. Hope not. I was thinking
If only this bed could speak.
that I think that the sorceresses are basically behind all this. There was something over here, but just using this. Poison Zarek. What? Was this always here? Steel sword. How does it compare to our current steel sword? Lower damage. Hold on. Very high poison chance. I bet this was here all along and we just didn't realize it. It's probably so close to the fire that I might have even seen it come up in the past and neglected it because I assumed that it was just the prompt to use the fire that we always see. So as of right now, it's probably no longer terribly helpful for us. But if we were to have found this in the past, I'm sure it would have been amazing for us. But anyways, I think the sorceresses are behind most, if not all of this stuff. We learned that Sheila is leading, or at least very heavily involved in, Letho's plot with the Assassin of Kings. Because Letho, in his memory, was all like, hey, make sure you take the head to Sheila. And then Philippa was like, oh yeah, by the way, Sheila is going to be your new advisor. So, Philippa and Sheila are certainly, they seem to be, in cahoots with one another.
Blade, over here.
Oh, of course, the sparkling thing. Why didn't I think of that? And then there was the whole mysterious Cynthia stuff. So I think Cynthia is actually Saskia. Cynthia is actually the dragon. It's all a plot to use us, the sorceresses, to take over.
What is it?
A tome of potion recipes.
We've no time to read books.
Sorceresses carefully guard books like this.
Not that carefully. After all, she left it behind.
She was in a hurry.
Could this book have anything to do with the Dragon Slayer?
Possibly. It has something to do with the dragon. Ah, yes. So, that was the other thing that we learned, was Saskia, air quotes there, was saying that nobody knows that she's a dragon. And seemed to imply that Yorveth didn't know either. I would have thought that Yorveth would have known, because they seem to be pretty close. And I now think that with Saskia potentially being not Saskia, or just not being as trustworthy as we might have initially thought, I think that Yorveth has very quickly become one of, if not our most trusted friends at the moment. So I think we spill the beans for him.
Most things in this land seem to have something to do with Saskia, the dragon.
How do you know?
Oh,
She told
okay,
me.
maybe he does know after
Then
all.
keep your mouth shut, Gwynblade, because if...
I know what will happen if they learn Yorveth. I've found Thaumadour's recipe.
Arnhart already told us the ingredients for mage pain. How's it relevant?
Usually the recipe for an antidote is right next to the one for the poison.
I can recite it exactly. Royal blood, an immortal, a dragon's dream, and petals from a rose of remembrance.
Yet this book doesn't even mention a rose of remembrance.
I recall perfectly that Alhart said a rose of remembrance.
She
combined
said
with an
that.
Immortal heals the mind.
But
What if she lied?
I think
Maybe
she
it
lied.
doesn't heal the mind, but influences it. Philippa passed the flower to Saskia through a kiss, the symbol of love and perdition.
Yeah, you know, and she also
I
was
think
expressing...
Philippa subjugated Saskia's mind by adding the rose to the antidote.
Yep.
I'll kill that bitch.
Philippa has magic and an obedient dragon at her command. She could have a strong influence on the conference.
But what does she want?
We can only learn that in LOC MUINNE.
Let's go then, Gwynblade.
Alright. Anything else we can loot here? Kinda doubt it. Yeah, so maybe it's just that she has mind-controlled Saskia. Maybe that's a little more feasible than, you know, transferring a dragon into an elf woman's body. Thanks, man. In which case, maybe Cecilia is still a separate human being, but,
Geralt!
I
Saskia's
don't know.
disappeared. People are getting riled.
Dwarves, too.
Dwarves are people. Saskia is bound by a spell. Saskia is left to negotiate with the kings. Okay, so... I know I was just saying that Yorvith is probably very high on our list of people that we trust. These two would also be people that would be high on that list. The thing is, Zoltan I would trust with sensitive information. I'm not sure we should trust Dandelion with sensitive information because we know that he is a loudmouth. So I think that we might want to deliberately avoid saying that Saskia is bound by a spell in front of Dandelion. If it were just Zoltan, then I probably would say that, but let's keep it a little bit lower key for now.
Saskia's gone to the summit that's supposed to re-establish the council and conclave. She wants the kings assembling at Loc MUINNE to recognize Vergen's independence.
The lass has got gumption.
But everything will go to hell without her.
Kinda.
We showed Hansel his place. But what of it if everything falls apart now? Someone's got to bring these folks together. Without that, it'll have been a hollow victory.
I'm going after Saskia, with Yorvith. Everything suggests those responsible for Foltest's death will be at Loc MUINNE.
Including
Some
Leto.
still say you killed him.
I've got to stop that dribble.
Zoltan.
Don't have a choice, but you do.
The elite of the North is gathering at Loc MUINNE. I couldn't forgive myself if I wasn't there. It'd be a sin against art.
The art of poking your nose in others' business.
He's not
You'll be
wrong.
needed here until Saskia returns. Order must prevail. There can be no strife. The victory over Henselt was an important step, but only the first on a long road.
Him I composed can help.
Vergen will need many more summons.
I certainly hope our paths will cross again, Geralt of Rivia.
Stop dramatizing. You can be sure of that. We've got unfinished business of our own.
So we've got all the kings that are going to Loc MUINNE.
Let's go then, Gwynblade.
All the sorceresses too. And a new mind-controlled dragon leader. I think the sorceresses are gonna take care of all those other kings and put their pawn in control of things. But they'll be running the show from behind the scenes. Okay, the dramatic sign of the flag suggests that this will be the last time we're ever in Bergen.
Sheila de Tanserville. I'd sensed from the start that some dark mystery lay behind that cold countenance.
Yeah.
Following the demise of the Council and Conclave, there was no one left to keep the mages in line. But regicide? Why? What was this all about? It seemed these questions would be answered at Loc MUINNE, an ancient city amidst mountains, the remnants of the civilization of the Vrans, whose dusk had come long ago. And you would be right to ask, why did you not set out for Loc MUINNE, Master Dandelion? Vergen was free, yet what is freedom without its awareness? It might too easily pass from hand to hand were a nation to lack individuals capable of pointing the way. I remained in the Pontar Valley. That is the task fate seemed to assign me, to safeguard freedom as it budded and bloomed. Who knows, I may yet prove freedom's bard. Yet forever feeling a vast, shared responsibility for the fate of the North, I dispatched to Loc MUINNE my faithful and capable friend, Geralt of Rivia. Have I mentioned his disdain for politics? Well, it was at Loc MUINNE where he could finally give vent to it.
Okay. Here we are. Now, is Loc MUINNE technically
Even gezegd.
in Bergen? Or, no, obviously not Bergen. Is it in Eddard?
Wordt en geheerd
In the
weer.
Blue Mountains.
Met vertrouwen het een Bellengrek.
Visitein ib kieseret. Net en verbten.
Subtitles. Have to actually read.
Do you know what this is?
I did not catch most of it. That's
No.
obviously Chris. That is the most glaring thing.
Until recently advisor to King
Yes.
Volk. Artifact compression. Complicated spell.
Is she alive?
Is that Death Mold?
Her life processes are on hold.
That's the Nilfgaardian dude. I wasn't sure if the Nilfgaardian dude was Death Mold, if those were two
Very
different people.
You created a portal between Loch MUINNE and Nilfgaard. You should manage the figurine.
Stand back. I cannot be sure how her body will react to decompression.
Oh.
No pentagrams, candles, spilt blood.
It figures you do know little about magic, Ambassador. It matters not.
We need her alive, Azira. Make sure her body survives decompression.
I'll do what I can. But she will be disoriented for some time.
I was gonna say, it is odd that there would be all these sorceresses gathering here and that Triss would not be among that group. Oh yeah, just throw her into the river. Right, of course. Understandable that they would perhaps not want her to show up if in fact they're trying to mess with the established hierarchy power balance when Triss had been affiliated with Foltest and Temeria seemed to be sort of leading the charge, being the most, seemingly the most influential of all the northern states. But with Foltest gone, and Triss gone, at least for a while, that was a way for them to get their stuff done without her interfering. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Say Triss, and don't say
Tell me your name.
Cynthia. Or else I will be very mad at you.
Triss!
Okay.
Vise getoch gedein.
Okay, you're probably getting rid of her
Vise
now.
espet eb wovret. Dartocht eb nedling derien. Mehen avenes eb turin. Me pöft en alverde.
Oh dear. Yeah, well, so he wanted Triss back, and just used that sorceress to get her, but why?
Marigold. Your name is Triss Marigold.
Okay. Weird things are happening. And in case I do blur that part out, then yeah, that was Triss groveling on the ground there. She didn't look so good. Guess that wasn't clear, based on what she was saying.
I recognize this valley. This path leads to the city gates. We're almost there.
There are tracks everywhere. When were you here last?
Long time ago,
Yeah.
wasting time.
Oh, yep, well. Right on cue. Here are the harpies. Should have known that we wouldn't have seen the last of the harpies when we took care of their nests outside of Vergen. But yeah, supposedly we are in the Blue Mountains, which we've heard mention of many times before.
Did the elves conquer the Franks?
No, disease did, and the climate. Long ago, the sources of the Pontar did not
Trying to read that while also fighting these harpies simultaneously. Sorry for interrupting your dramatic speech there. Your intense storytelling. My bad, Yorbeth. Maybe we'll just give you a chance to give your full explanation next time before we venture forward. Is there another set of loot there? Yes, there was. Harpy trophy. And we've seen plenty of those. Yorvith, if you want to talk, now's a good time, because we are probably going to have another wave of harpies, and, you know, maybe some more skeletons while we're at it. That's it. That's a drop down or something here. What is that? Something here. Look. Oh. Yeah. I think we found it. If we could unlook, that'd be helpful. It's actually just trying to loot the herbs. Harpies are neither here nor there. Herbs, however, are indispensable. Oh, we did apparently gain the level as well. there aren't many times when we've seen Yorvith actually fight. A few. On the boat a while back in Flotsam, I mean, he was mostly just commanding people in the Battle of Vergen there. I don't think we actually saw him fight at all. Maybe ever so briefly. I mean, we did play as Yorvith for a little while when we were fighting none other than good old Vernon Roach. So I suppose I shouldn't forget that part. But it is cool to be fighting alongside him again. And as I said, I think we're going to need to trust him a lot. Certainly, no Dandelion, no Zoltan here. Triss, possibly, although apparently she will be disoriented and probably is going to be imprisoned when we make it over to Loch Moin. But outside of that, I'm not sure how many friends we're going to find over here. Probably a lot of people who are going to say they're our friends. People like Philippa, people like Sheila. We might need to play our cards a little bit close to our chests. Where are we technically supposed to go? Because I want to go the opposite way. What place are you from? I couldn't...
Knights of the Flaming Rose.
Flaming Rose?
Summit.
I wonder whose side they're on.
Haven't seen them in a very
That
long
of
time.
whoever paid them.
Yeah, they're not gonna look too kindly upon an elf, seeing as how they are very pro-human.
Any idea who might have summoned them?
Radovid. Now
Oh.
the scum of the Order wear the Redanian coat of arms as they burn pyres.
Okay.
Witch
That's a
hunts are
Redanian
their
coat of
favorite
arms.
pastime. Or so I've heard.
Radovid witnessed what the Order did in Vizima.
Yeah,
He
it
saw
used to
the
be
Grand
Vizima.
Master's madness with his own eyes. Yet he gave them a new home. For a good reason, I expect.
Is Siegfried still
That's
here?
easy.
Huh?
He needed a whip against Isleheart.
What, so that's his way of countering Philippa, basically? In case Philippa gets out of hand? Because Philippa is technically from Redania as well.
They've made camp outside the city walls. Means they're not here in an official capacity.
Oh, good
On
observation.
vacation.
Maybe they just don't want to stand out.
Isleheart has a dragon up her sleeve. Radovid has invited a unit of the Order's knights.
I don't think they're going to stand up against the dragon.
It should be an interesting peace summit.
Yeah, something tells me peace is going to be one of the last things that comes out of this thing.
You shouldn't let them see you.
I know. To them, a good elf is a dead elf.
It's not because you're an elf. It's because you're Yorvith.
I'll try to enter the city through the caves. I'd advise you to do the same.
I know the Order's Grand Master. We once fought on the same side. I'll talk to him.
Count me out. I'll try to find the caves that connect to the city sewers. We'll meet inside Loch Muin. Catch up to me if you change your mind. Vafael.
Okay. So, back this way is the cave. That's the area where we were starting to go. But I do think that given how we made friends with Siegfried way back in The Witcher 1, and he is now, at least theoretically, last we checked in, leader of the Order of the Flaming Rose, I think that does mean that we have reason to try to talk to him. We were best of buds way back when. Now, times certainly have changed since then, so no telling what might be the stuff that the Order of the Flaming Rose is doing now, because they were not in great shape last we saw them. Granted, we were hoping that Siegfried might be able to bring them back,
Halt!
but,
Drop your sword.
don't know.
I know you.
Don't know.
You're the Witcher of Rivia. You murdered
Leave him.
the
Siegfried!
Grand Master.
Enough. Leave us alone. Welcome, Witcher.
Didn't get a new haircut. Yeah, he's a friend, right? Hopefully, maybe, possibly still.
Siegfried of Denel. Glad to see you, Grand Master.
As am I to see you.
So tell me, what are your knights doing at a peace summit?
I owe you much, Geralt, and by the gods, I'm on your side.
Okay.
But there are
like
things of which I simply
you're going.
cannot speak.
Oh,
I heard
I
you're
don't
in
like
trouble.
where you're going.
And I've come to Loch Muinne to get out of it.
There's quite a price on your head. Letters and orders have been issued. Bounties offered.
Do you
Siegfried.
believe I've been killing kings?
You never do anything without good reason. And I fail to see how you would profit from plunging the North into chaos.
You're right on those counts. You've probably been camped here for a while, so you must know if Philippa Eilhart is in Loch Muinne.
She was just arrested and charged with high treason.
Oh!
By whom?
Radovid signed the order. My men, along with some Redanian guards, captured her.
Oh! So... Philippa, who is supposed to be representing Redania, she was the king of Redania, Radovid's advisor. I mean, we did suspect that she was kind of going off on her own and trying to take, possibly, the entire world over. Or at least the north. And it, at times, seemed as though Radovid might have been supporting her in that effort. Based on how he just attempted to arrest her. Maybe that's not the case.
You look worried.
A Grand Master bears great responsibility.
What's your responsibility at a peace summit?
Nobody believes in a peaceful resolution to these talks.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Even Radovid?
Radovid has great plans and few or no scruples.
A true monarch.
Other kings are priestesses of Melitele compared to him.
What's that supposed to mean? Also, that's not the way you pronounce that deity in Witcher 1. I remember.
I'm glad the Order of the Flaming Rose survived.
In no small part thanks to you, Witcher. We've only just planted roots in Redania, thanks largely to Radovid's grace. He promised us land near Rogovia, and I aim to erect a fortified castle there. The largest fortress in the north.
Oh, wow.
Barrienmerg, we shall call it. You'll hear of it soon.
Okay. That is good to know, yes.
Have the talks begun?
They started this morning. Yesterday, all the delegations were busy situating themselves, their armies, courts, and servants. They're all defensive, wary of threats, and there's protocol to keep in mind. As a result, heavily armed units patrol most streets while the rulers sit enclosed in their quarters until it's time to deliberate, when they venture out at the head of small armies. The air is thick, Witcher, and my men wager 2 to 1 that we shall see action by sundown at the latest.
The main talks, when will they begin?
The next meeting will decide the fate of the Pontar Valley and whether the Council and Conclave will be re-established. If that's what you ask about.
That's precisely what I wanted to know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with all these leaders in one place at one time, this is, quite the opportunity for, say, someone who, I don't know, might call themselves an assassin of kings?
When did the Order of the Flaming Rose jump in bed with the Redanians?
When Radovid granted us land, the Order's Supreme Council has sworn allegiance to him. Now we're his personal guard.
Interesting move for such a young king.
Good for both sides, really. The Order needed a place to call its own, and Radovid had droves of opponents, most of whom we've already rendered harmless.
After Vizimir's death, practically everyone tried to tear off a piece of the realm for themselves.
Precisely. The young king now strives to consolidate his power. He's a capable and very ambitious man.
Okay.
I have to talk to Philippa.
She's in a dungeon in the Redanian camp. No one's allowed inside.
Just let me in through the gate. I'll take care of the rest.
All right, but be careful. The city's like a witch's bomb. One spark and...
Don't worry about me. Where's the Redanian camp?
You must find the central square. I'd advise you to stay clear of the other camps, especially the Temerian one.
But I'm
They still
friends.
believe
Oh,
you slew their king.
right. I'm not friends with
Like
Mary.
the other delegations, they've barricaded themselves in one of the city quarters. Radovid occupies several buildings on the eastern wall of the square. Quite easy to defend, I might add. Good luck, Witcher. I vouch for this man. Treat him as the Order's guest. I'm giving him my ring.
Yes, Grandmaster. We'll alert all patrols.
The city's crawling with armed men.
It's been divided into several sectors to avoid conflict. Each has its own guards who keep the peace. Don't start any fights or use magic, and all should be well.
You just called my very existence into question.
Maybe just a little?
May the eternal fire guide you, Witcher.
Okay. One moment. We did level up. Before I forget, let's allocate that skill point. And, you know, maybe a little bit odd to be preparing for battle when we're supposedly going into a peace talk. But, yeah, let's maybe load up on... We could get a lot of HP. We could get critical chance of bleeding. We could get all critical effects, 5% chance. Instant kill plus 2%. Out of curiosity, what is down here? Both vitality and damage reduction. That is a pretty nice combo. Yeah, it would be pretty sweet to make our way on toward the end of this. Yeah. So we might want to beeline it at this point. Although that does still mean we have a choice here in terms of which one of these three we want to do. Bleeding, all critical effects, instant kill. I assume instant kill does not count as a critical effect, otherwise this would be objectively better than that. But, let's see, so like, what does this include? Bleeding is a critical effect, I think, in which case, you know, it's half the bleed chance, but you also get things like freeze, frozen, freeze, which we've had mixed success with thus far. I'm not sure how good that really is. It slows them, but it doesn't seem to actually do anything when they're frozen. They just look silly. Poison, presumably, is pretty similar to bleed. Incineration, also a damage over time. Let's go with this. Then we'll make it probably for these next three levels. Okay, so we'll keep our sword sheathed, presumably. Thanks, Siegfried. And we'll give this a shot. That guard's sleeping. I'm pretty sure he's sleeping. Thought I heard him snoring. I definitely just heard him snoring. Okay. And we will hopefully meet this guy on the other side. Good job going through the caves. I suppose it's mostly just... Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of red. Suggesting that there are enemies out here. So, I think that is the Temerian sign there. So those are the Temerians. I suppose it's not so surprising that there's a lot of red over there. And I guess that, Yorveth, you were mostly just trying to avoid the Order of the Flaming Rose. And now, yes, it is still dangerous here for you, but no more dangerous for you than it is for me. Yeah, there's a lot of red dots on the map right now. Hey guys, how's it going?
They gagged Philippa in the nick of time.
That's a
Almost
Temerian
cast a
symbol.
spell, rotting in the Redanian dungeon now in special shackles.
Radovid's right to show the witches their place.
I wonder what they'll do to her. Either the executioner or the monsters will have their fun. They say Logmuin's dungeons are full of scum of all kinds.
No idea what they locked her up for, but every sorceress is guilty of something.
True enough.
Yeah, they're probably not wrong.
Weeping for her.
A dungeon befits Philippa Eilhart very well, though gallows would be even better.
If they killed her, you can forget about healing Saskia.
They must guard her as heavily as the Emperor's bedchamber. We'll not get in there.
I'm in no hurry to visit the Emperor's bedchamber, but we've got to get into the dungeon.
Look for a passage through the sewers. I'll locate Eilhart's quarters. If she didn't expect to be arrested, I may find something interesting there.
Oh. Do we always have to get arrested? Maybe there is something to it? So what, we get imprisoned for the, 10th time if we do this. We're down there with Philippa, we probably won't be in the same cell, but we might be able to talk to her. Whereas otherwise, we'd be sneaking through, and I mean, if we're actually sneaking, then the stealth is not exactly our strong suit. Combat, if it's mostly just fighting our way through, then maybe that's not so bad, but... As much as I kinda hate it, this might be the way to go.
I can think of a quicker way into the dungeon than the sewers. I just need to get arrested.
They'll take your weapons and put you in shackles. Though there is some chance you'll wind up in Philippa's cell.
Nah.
I'll manage.
I don't think so.
Wandering through the tunnels would take too much time.
Let's go then.
I'll find Philippa. You search her quarters.
Right. We learned a lot the last time we browsed through her things. Va fail, Gwynblade.
Okay. Now, reach the imprisoned Philippa Eilhart through the sewers or get the guards' attention. Yeah! So, about all those red dots we were talking about before. Out of curiosity. Oh, this is a pretty big city. I don't know if that indicator is pointing toward the sewers or Philippa herself. What the... Whoa! Oh! Hello! Whatever the heck you are, gargoyles. I'm assuming you're not friendly. Ow. You probably hurt a lot. Oh, ow. Ow, you hurt a whole lot, actually. Please don't do that. I wanted to stun you more than anything. Please quit. Please quit. Please quit. Okay, insta-kill is very convenient at this point in time. Okay, it's not really what I was trying to do there. Did we just hear another gargoyle dropping down? We may have. You just insta-kill this one, but we might not be out of the woods yet. We are not. I see you. Okay, we need to put this on immediately. Otherwise, he will kill us. Basically, instantly. Oh, we are out of sign juice. That's a problem. Okay, we do still have it up. You were being patient. Right, we don't have any sign juice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Did fortunately manage to get some of this stuff back, though, right in the nick of time, and if there are going to be more of those guys, then we are in trouble. Gargoyle art? Elemental stones? Let's just, you know, like, maybe take a minute here. Regenerate some HP. That might be what the red marks are, quite frankly. I was assuming they were guards, but they could very well be gargoyles given how this whole place is stone. And it didn't really see any people out in the open, at least. That guy was... both those guys. All three of those guys, come to think of it. There were three of them. Were pretty tough. Now, granted, did allow the first couple to kind of wail on us for a little bit here. So I'm going to let our HP respawn a little bit, because I do see there's still... oh, there's a red mark on the map, and I see what appears to be a gargoyle right there. So I'm assuming that guy will spawn if we walk close enough to him. And... oh, he's moving even. There's our little hints. But, don't actually know. Doesn't seem like we need to go this way, so we probably could go right by him, but at the same time, we want to pass up the opportunity for a good fight? Probably not, right? We can take him. We'll be fine. We know what we're getting into this time. Just make sure we're using the right sword. Should be one we currently have. Okay, cool. Bring it on, buddy. Oh, you're right there. Oh, you're right there. You're gonna jump down as soon as I go here? You are, aren't you? I know, it's right there. Okay. Swing a sword at you? As soon as I try to open this, will you come down? Apparently not. This might be... that doesn't sound good. Oh! What the heck is that thing? It looks like a golem. Hello? Hi! Nice to meet you. Ow! I was wondering initially if you were going to be able to fit through here. Apparently the answer is yes. I would really like if you get stunned, like right about now. I imagine you can deal a lot of hurt. You have already dealt a fair bit of hurt. Reach the imprisoned Finkel Islar through the sewers. We are technically regenerating HP now, as if we are not in combat anymore. Is that the same case for the golem? It might be. It might be. I don't even know that if we have to go through here, quite frankly. This might have been the sewer entrance that we would have gone through with Yorve, in which case this is probably unnecessary. But I am curious. You've piqued my interest. Something nice down here. Oh! Okay, you can teleport, too. Because reasons. Oh, you are back on full HP. Oh, that really didn't look like it hit us. Alright, this is clearly like a special incantation-y room. It looks like those were symbols with different signs on them, on all those doors that were lighting up. In which case, I do wonder if maybe we can cast the affiliated sign on them and maybe make things happen. But we might be biting off a little bit more than we can chew. We might be doing something that we aren't technically supposed to do yet here. So I know we did theoretically save. Oh, shoot. Just before we went down here. We could, of course, load an older save file. Or we might be stuck down here. I don't know.
Damn it.
It's not the one I was looking for. These are not the signs that I thought they were going to be. Can you break this barrier? Is that a thing? I kind of doubt it. It doesn't seem to be a thing. Does that work? Ow! Don't do that, bro. Now you already recovered. That's not cool either. Now you're gonna hit me anyway, even though we did that, because that's the way this works. Oh, what? We trapped you and you immediately started attacking us. Okay, I think we'll probably end up loading a previous save file, because it appears as though we may have accidentally gotten ourselves stuck in a pretty dangerous loop here. So, pardon me for a moment while I load, ideally, a save file from immediately before we ended up going down here, but I don't remember when exactly that's going to end up being, so I'll be back in a few. Okay, so we're back, and We appear to have loaded in just before we ran into all those gargoyles. Which... Oh, those are other guards, not gargoyles. You know, it might be fine, given our plan here, so... Here goes nothing.
Say goodbye to life.
Hello! Temerians? Apparently, this is war. You know, we did at least get accused of killing your king. But I suppose that is the thing. I would like to draw that sword, though, actually. My question is, are you... Oh! Any easier to fight than the gargoyles? Surprisingly not. You were taking a pretty big hit there. Not dealing a lot of damage. You're gonna get insta-killed. There is someone sneaking up behind us. But you're a little more predictable than the gargoyles at the very least. Jacob, what are you doing? You an archer, or are you relieving yourself right now? Originally, I thought it was the latter. This guy just won't stop taking hits. Alright, maybe freeze is good. Because if that's the reason why we just got a bazillion hits in on this guy, then I'm all for it. He did also just run away, though. You are taking a bazillion hits, but at the same time, you can't hit us, seemingly. So, are you really all that threatening? Maybe not.
Say goodbye to life.
Hello? You seem to have some plot significance, and therefore I can't actually hit you. That might be why you have a name. It might be why you're not fighting back. It might be why I didn't deal any damage to you when I swung my sword at you. Ow. You're actually fighting back. And we are supposed to get caught. But I don't think this is technically the way to do it. Ow. You're doing a lot better than your friend. Come at me, bro. Use this as a choke point. Theoretically, at least, make it so that we're only fighting one at a time here, although they do have pikes and spears. Might mean... What the heck? You just respawned! Yeah, I'm beginning to think this is definitely not the correct answer here. In case that wasn't clear from the onset. And I'm not even sure if taking this guy out is really going to solve any issues. So really what we need to do is just turn around. Oh, well, that happened. Like, right now, can I just say, sorry guys, I didn't mean it? Where are those guys? Are those also Sumerians? You know, I was gonna leave you alone, but then he started following me. I think this is Jacob behind us, and he's not gonna fight back.
Say goodbye to life.
Despite all of his threats. We are getting experience from them, though. Nilfgaard, you say?
I don't believe you killed Foltest.
I didn't.
Just ignore the fact that I was fighting Temerians.
I'm sure you understand. As a professional, it's nothing personal.
One more windbag.
Alright. Bring it on, Nilfgaardians. I wish I was coming into this fight with full HP, but taking out one of you immediately, so that's helpful. It at least looks like we are supposed to fight these guys, which is saying more than we could say previously. It'd be nice to take care of Boris here. Wherever he's going. Excuse me, that's not who I wanted to blast with the Nard. Ah, really? Now you're making me put on a Quen. Where are you going? You just had to make this difficult, didn't you? Now I have to walk all the way around here, go by the Temerians again, just because you insisted. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So now we're a little bit in trouble. You need this again. It's gonna get used immediately again. Which means we have to put it on and get it taken off of us immediately. Which means we're gonna put it back on and hopefully not get it wasted right away. What I really need to do is take care of you. There we go. Okay, now we at least took care of the ranged guy, and this gets a lot more straightforward. Probably should have waited to step a little bit further back before doing that.
Goodbye to life.
We can at least... Oh, we have a crossbow. And also a weapon, but mostly a crossbow. Ow, that's not what I wanted to do. No way. All of you guys. Oh, I also forgot that we are not using art right now. One more down. Okay, we do need to put the Quen back on, because if we get one more hit on us, then we are dead. Presumably. So you're down. And we killed you with, of all things, the Quen. I'm not sure if we've done that yet. Oh, that looks like someone we know. Possibly, I don't know. Similar hairstyle to Sheila. And, well, sort of Sheila. Actually, mostly, I mean, Philippa, though. That was Boris. Arrest warrant. Probably for us, for being honest. Let's take a moment here to just recuperate a little bit of our HP. And take a quick peek at the map. Oh, we are headed, theoretically at least, in the right direction. Who is this?
I knew we'd meet again.
Not you.
Silgrat doesn't forget humiliation.
Oh dear, Silgrat.
You won't win
Why are
this
you
time.
here?
All of Edirne will know the power of Silgrat's fist.
Really?
Stand.
Another fist fight? Right. You insist. Assuming you don't try to pull a fast one. Do something a little unsafe. I just totally messed that one up. Except we still got it. And apparently that's all it took. I was expecting him to try to do something tricky.
Oh, the fucking shame.
Poisonous, or I don't know. Now he's limping off. Thought he was gonna try to throw a punch at us.
Yes.
As we walked up to him. Huh?
The mages will be overjoyed if you sign their treaty. Any idea who'd be the advisor in Vengerberg?
They insist on appointing the advisors themselves, though I doubt Saskia will accept that.
Anything can happen.
That lass will allow no one to control her. I've been
That's ironic.
She's a splendid commander.
Making her even more dangerous if anyone manages to manipulate her.
Yeah, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Just thinking aloud.
But also, why are you here? I know you're a noble, but you're important enough, and suddenly I guess there makes sense that there are Edirnians here, but I thought we were in the Nilfgaardian and Temerian area.
I guess you're here about the war with Kedwin.
They wouldn't let us near Natalis, and Radovid refuses an audience. Scandalous. The mages drone on about their coven of advisors, but even they don't take us seriously. Perhaps the prince could get something, but I'm not certain they'll let him into the talks. Hensel protested, and the others are too cowardly to stand up to him. As a result, we are not officially here.
Ah, okay.
Henselt can't openly interfere in your matters.
Who's to stop him? He claims the prince is preparing to set a dangerous precedent by eradicating serfdom.
Terrible crime. Next thing you know, he'll do away with court protocol.
Okay. You keep on limping and sulking and what have you.
How can I help?
I want to play dice.
You must
I
first
don't
prove
actually
you're good
wanna
enough by
play
defeating
dice.
the elves who play here.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that, actually, though. I'm assuming you're referring to these people? Maybe?
Yes.
Let's play dice.
You must first defeat my teacher. He's
Oh,
a
okay.
master of magic, but grossly my inferior when it comes to dice.
Okay, yeah, you know, it's these people, but I don't really care enough about the dice game to be worried about trying to get that stuff done. What are you doing? How do we get you? Maybe we can't. Something's obviously up here. Is this the full Edirnian area? I'm very suspicious of this. I don't know. Something's not right here. This reminds me of where we got attacked by the dragon. Way back when. Ah, well, Harpy Stew. I suppose you can fit the bill as well. I actually wanted to art that time, but okay. This one's just a normal harpy, and therefore a little bit easy to take care of. Okay, get rid of you. And you. What's that? Okay. Not so bad. Could very well be quite a few more of you where you came from. $25 orange. Was that something? And herbs. I suppose that's kind of also something. More importantly, where does this lead us? Who are you?
Oh, be damned.
Are you Edirnian? Are you...
Hey! Watch it!
Sorry? I mean, I did swing my sword at you earlier, but that didn't seem to be what concerned you most. I feel like those dogs will probably be able to rat us out. They're gonna bark and... Nilfgaardian Knight. Presumably, do not be very happy to see us. Well, I found the center of this area. Not sure if this is really where we're supposed to be going, per se. No, it doesn't really look like it. We've made it in, one way or another. And we have now found the best places to loot as well.
At your service.
Assuming you'd be a traitor.
Now you tell me. I don't work with sorceresses. This is no job for me.
What's going on? Are you about to fight?
The Conclave has forbidden dueling.
You can't just back out. We agreed. We have commitments to fulfill.
You did take an advance on your fee.
And I'm keeping it. Don't you follow me.
Witcher Geralt. A sight for sore eyes, you
recognize that guy.
May we speak?
Dare I say?
Didn't expect to see you again. Certainly not here.
Loch MUINNE is an intriguing place.
For scientists especially.
We've mounted a small expedition and require protection.
What kind of expedition are we talking about?
We have irrefutable evidence that Ebderhenna's laboratory is located in Loch MUINNE.
That's probably the golden place we were seeing before.
Filth in the sewers. They're infested with monsters.
The details you'll get from our employer.
A sorceress.
Care to tell me which sorceress? That's kind of important.
I know a thing or two about monsters, and about sorceresses. What's this one's name?
Is it her one and the same?
I cannot disclose her name until you agree to...
The sorceress is the monster.
Nice talking to you then.
Cynthia. Her name is Cynthia.
Ah, really? Is it now? We did see that, which was a little unpleasant. This will probably get blurred, but it's a recreation of the time when we walked in on Philippa and Cynthia. But what is the significance of that? Why? I mean, yes, I know who Cynthia is. That didn't show us anything we hadn't already seen.
What was Derhanna doing in this city?
Everyone's heard of his 1,000 genie curse, but few know that he also had a penchant for the history of Loch MUINNE. He was particularly interested in the Vrans and their ultimate decline as a civilization. In his memoirs, he mentions that he left his archive here. That's how we pinpointed the location of his laboratory.
You did?
The sorceress did, in point of fact.
But we're the ones who know everything about Ebderhenna.
I wrote my dissertation about the man. To arrive at the laboratory, we must pass through the sewers.
I don't remember what potion they gave us back in Flotsam, but...
Remember that potion you gave me?
Let's give it a shot.
Of course. How's the experiment going? Noticed any side effects?
Or peculiar interactions with other potions?
Yeah, every time I mix it with vodka, my tongue gets hairy.
Maybe we can try helping them, and then maybe not actually commit to it. The fact that they're backed by Cynthia makes me very suspicious, of course.
Alright, I'm willing to help.
You won't regret it.
Where do we start?
We've gained access to an ancient crypt where mages were laid to rest. It's beneath that tower. Our companions await us there.
Rendezvous with the expedition in the cellar beneath the tower. I feel like that could very well be the location where we saw the golem. But anyways, I think this is probably a good place for us to wrap up, because we are now technically in Chapter 3, and with that, I'm sure we have many, many different things that we can do now. I suspect that what we were just talking to those guys about is probably what amounts to a bit of a side quest, but our primary objective here is, of course, to find a way to get to Philippa, get some more information out of her. So we'll see which direction we end up choosing to go next time, but either way, I'll catch you all next time.